So our story in Formula Drift began when our team went to the base of Formula Drift. We saw a closed door. It didn't stop us, and we went to visit Matt Field. Matt Field is one of the top American pilots in Formula Drift. He has a fascinating history and a strong background in US motorsports. We met, talked with him, and are ready to show it to you.
So when I was a very young kid, it's called quarter midget racing. And in the US, it's a little sprint car. I'm sure you've seen the little cars, they go around in the circle. It's very popular in the US. Then they have the children's version. And I did that because my dad has always been a racer. My dad does off-road racing, like the big Baja trucks. And he said, oh, Matt wants to race. We get this little car, I go around in a circle. I started when I was like 5 years old. But I told my dad, I'm tired of going around in a circle. I don't want to go around in a circle. I want to do other things. So then that's when I kind of started focusing on off-road with him. We both raced together. But I was very, very into skateboarding. Skateboarding was my entire life. And I just got my driver's license and I was at a skateboarding place with friends skating around. And my friend said, oh, my friend's going to come here and he's going to drift. And I was like, whatever drifting is, nope, whatever. And I saw him come in a red S13 240SX, and he drifted around the parking lot, and I was just like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I must do that. So I went home and looked at all the YouTube videos and watched the Drift Bible and look at all the Japanese drivers and really started getting into it. And now I've been doing it for 17 years because I started when I was 16 years old. So I've been drifting a long time. Yeah. Ooh. Perfect. That's good. So currently we're standing in the middle of a rebuild. It looks a little bit messy over here, but that's because the old car is going away and the new car's coming in. So this is our old engine that we ran for 2022. All the suspension, Texas speed 427, 1,000 horsepower. So I started Formula Drift when I was 20 years old, a little kid. I just got my pro license. This is before there was no pro spec and pro. There was just amateur and you went right to Formula Drift Pro. And I went to Long Beach for the first time. I pull up to the line and I look to my side and Von Gittin Jr. is there and he was champion and everything, and I was just so nervous because I was just a kid, really a kid who was just out having a good time. I realized I was like, I'm gonna take this serious. This is what I love. I wanna be a Formula Drift champion. I'm gonna go. And that's when I started taking it much more serious, build the car better, get a shop, get some people to help me. And now I've been doing it for 12 years now. And now it's a business, it's a lifestyle. I'm able to come to my shop every day, work on customers' cars, friends' cars, my own personal cars, and it's crazy to think when I started, I just had a small truck, small trailer, wasn't even mine, and now we have a big motorsports program. So the journey and Formula Drift is the reason why I was able to do that. With no Formula Drift, you would have no Matt Field, so I'm very thankful to have Formula Drift. the rear subframe, and we're currently going over everything, right? So you take the brake pads out, you inspect them, all the bolts, all the hardware, all the pins, everything needs to come apart, get cleaned, go back together. And you can kind of see we're in the middle of rebuilding steering racks. We have lots of steering racks. So currently we're standing in Drift Cave Motorsports. This is mine and my business partner, Daniel. He is actually my spotter for Formula Drift as well, and he has been with me to every Formula Drift round since we started. I started Drift Cave when I was a kid, very much a kid. And the reason was I was living with my parents, working on my car in their garage. And then I told my dad, Dad, I got my first sponsor for tires. They're gonna give me 200 tires for free. And he was like, okay, where are you gonna put all these tires? I'm like, right here in the garage. And he said, no, you're not. Get out. So in a nice way, he basically kind of pushed me into getting my own space. We went from a tiny little garage to a shop where we take care of multiple Formula Drift Pro cars, Formula Drift Pro Spec, amateur drifting, and we work on everything from a street car that is a first-time drifter's car, and of course all the Corvettes and stuff that we build for my team. So we like to do everything for race cars. We try to do it here. Not painting, no painting cars here. This is probably one of my favorite things. This is our pit box, right? So in here we have all the hardware, nuts and bolts that you could ever imagine. All the tools and everything very nice and organized. But probably one of the coolest things is the spare parts in here. Pull it out, boom, ready to go. So this is like left side Corvette, right side Corvette, all the tie rods, all the arms. So the Formula Drift program, there's 4 drivers this year. I'm one of the 4. We have probably 15 people who travel to the Formula Drift races for all of these teams. I have the most mechanics on my car, for sure. I have 4 or 5 people just for my car. Then all the other people, 2 mechanics. Between all the teams and all of my mechanics, there's close to 30 people, 25 people at every Formula Drift race.
Like for Matt, since we know he usually goes kind of far, like we want to get things done really fast, so he usually has maybe 5 people. Yeah, like one guy does nitrous, one guy checks tire pressure, one guy fills up, and yeah, 2 guys will usually wrench if we have to. That, as long as they don't break very much, then we could get through it very smoothly, Even if they break, we're ready for it, But as long as they don't all break at the same time, we'll be all right, I think, yeah.
Currently, we are working on my new race car chassis. It's still a C6 Corvette, but it's just new. Little tweaks here or there, make this better, cut that, lighter, stronger, better, smarter. Because last year, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, my car took a beating. Lots of hits. It got bent straight, it got bent again, it got bent straight. So it was time for a new chassis. So we're currently waiting for the brand new chassis to come back from the body shop. What we have here in the shop is my old car. So we take all the parts off the old car and we're gonna put everything on the new car. It's very exciting.
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head.
In 21, we got second. In 22, we got second. There's only one way to go. So that's the goal. I think everything is lining up to be better than it was last year. The car is going to be better. The team is going to be better. I'm hoping to be a better driver, better mentally, better physically, and I only have one goal, and that's to win the championship. And this is the office. Obviously the Formula Drift trophies, the D1 when I did D1 China, and everything all back into the early days of drifting. And of course our nice simulator here. I'm terrible at a simulator, I suck so bad. But this is Drift Cave. Let us know if you guys need anything. We are just one email or one phone call away. Give us a call. Thank you guys. My limitation with European motorsport is very small. I'm very fortunate that Kristaps brought me over for the HGK Invitational, and I went to Riga. Amazing place, amazing. And I had so much fun driving in there. And there was Ukrainian drivers from all over Europe came to participate in this event. And that's when I got to meet some great people over there. And I just want to say, you guys are going through so much, and my heart goes out to you, and I understand what you guys are going through, and I couldn't even imagine. So you drivers who are still trying to drive and still set goals for yourselves, just remember, you got to do something for yourself, and I hope everything works out so that we can all drive together, because I want to come visit your country, and I want you guys to come over here and bang doors with me. So good luck, everybody.